Hi students, in today's session we shall see about basic structure of memory. Memory refers to a device that is used to store information for immediate use in a computer or related computer hardware device. It has got two types, namely primary storage and secondary storage. Primary storage is a type of memory which is volatile, which means it loses its contents when the computer is switched off. Registers, cache, random access memory and read-only memory belongs to primary storage device. Secondary storage. It is needed to store programs and data indefinitely even when the power is switched off. There are three different types of secondary storage device, namely magnetic, optical and solid state. Hard disk drives and tapes belong to the magnetic type of storage device. CDs, DVDs and Blu-ray discs form the optical storage device. Solid-state drives and USB belong to the solid-state types. Each type has got different functions in terms of suitability, durability, portability, and speed. Solid-state devices use low power, they have high access speed, they are durable and portable. This shows the memory hierarchy. Here we can see the primary and the secondary storage device. The primary storage devices have direct access to CPU and secondary storage devices have indirect access to CPU. Here we see the cache, which is a temporary storage devices, and it has got three levels of storage. Memory unit. Memories are made up of registers. Each register in the memory is one storage location, which is also called as memory location. Each register is made up of storage elements, also called as flip-flops, in which one bit data is stored. A word is a group of bits. A word with group of 8 bits is called a byte. Memory locations are identified using address. As each of us have a unique residential address, same way the memory locations are identified using unique address. Total number of bits a memory can store is its capacity. Size of a memory chip is specified as M cross N bits, where M represents the number of locations available in the memory and N represents number of bits of each location. Data in a memory are stored and retrieved by the process called writing and reading respectively. This block represents a memory unit. Here you have got K address lines and N data lines. It has got 2 power K words and each word will be N bit. These are the read and write signals. For a specific example, we can consider this 32 cross 4 memory. 32, 2 to the power 5 is 32, which means I need to have 5 bits of address lines. So A0, A1, A2, A3, A4 represents the address. Here you can see there are 32 address locations. In each address location, I can store one data. 32 address locations starts from 00000 to 11111. In each address location, I am able to store 4-bit data. So that is what we mean by 32 cross 4. 32 addresses and in each address location, 4-bit data is stored. We can see the data inputs are 4 bits, I0, I1, I2 and I3. Same way data outputs are O1, O2, O0, O1, O2 and O3. Here read and write command. So this signal represents either we can read from the memory or write into the memory. If this pin has got an input as 1, then we can read from the memory unit. If the pin has got an input of 0, which means we can write into the memory unit. Here memory enable. If the pin is 1, then this memory will be enabled. CPU and memory. Here we can see the CPU and memory are connected through buses. We've got 3 buses, namely address bus, data bus and control bus. Address bus is a unidirectional bus which connects the CPU to the memories. From the CPU, address is taken to each memory unit. So it is unidirectional. The data bus is bidirectional, wherein the data is transmitted from the CPU to the memory unit or from the memory unit to the CPU. Third bus is your control bus, which gives control signals from the CPU to each of the memory units.